Week 7 of the NFL. And we'll keep our eye on Divine Diablo. He terrorized the offense last week, making 13 tackles. It's the Raiders and the Bears, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this.
The Bears defense ready to go and in good form coming off the shutout a week ago. And the one we'll be watching is this man, head linebacker.
And he was a big part of that victory a week ago. He had a key forced fumble. And that's what these defensive coaches preach. We need takeaways. And they'll be looking for more of the same here.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
First carry for the all-pro running back, it's Josh Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third.
Here we go.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. Now Garoppolo. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he won't get in, but you can't be set up any better than that. They'll have the ball at the 1-yard line.
But that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's third and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, on the field is
so that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 20 carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
Garoppolo's throw there complete to Myers. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Here we go, here we go.
Play action. Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Garoppolo. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be fourth down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on third and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Back out is the Bears defense. They'll have to defend the short field here as this drive begins with a 1st and 10.
Well, fellas, here we go.
There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
The Chicago defensive unit back out there. They lead 7-0, trying to put a stop together here as this drive starts with a 1st down.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Calais Campbell in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. That defense just did not budge, and now your punter. Well, this is why you pay him.
It is. It's exactly why you pay him. But what he's got to be thinking about are a couple of things. Number one, don't step back. Could be a safety. Number two, cut down your time on your mechanics. If you're a two-step punter, it needs to be one step.
Back out is the Bears defense. They've had the upper hand so far this first half of play, working with a good lead already as they look to defend this first down. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens out in front as that game moves towards halftime. Odell Beckham with a touchdown catch from Lamar Jackson. From the former home of the Colts to their current home, we head west to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. 2 touchdowns there for Jonathan Taylor. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Josh Allen has thrown a touchdown pass. The Bears were given a solid first half by their quarterback, Justin Fields. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
The Chicago defensive unit back out there. They've been the dominant side so far, working with a 2-score lead here in this third quarter as this next drive gets underway.
Here we go, here we go. 21.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Here we go.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Quick throw caught on line by Renfro. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here we go.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Garoppolo now. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame. So, Charles, this is just becoming an exhibition now on how to rush the passer.
Yeah, and I can't help but laugh a little bit because I'm enjoying what we're watching. This is coming from a guy who was in college just a year ago, and we keep harping on their evaluation. They saw not just a guy who could rush the passer, but could rush the passer well, and that's why they took him as high as they did.
Back out is the Bears defense. They've pitched the shutout here into the 4th quarter. Been sensational. The question, can they finish it off? They'll need to come up with another stop here.
Here we go.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Here's Garoppolo to throw. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Here we go, here we go.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for Chicago, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, it's yet another loss as they've started out now 0-7. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions.